everyone everywhere else gets asked. What is it?
What do you do?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm an intergalactic space driver. For today. That's right. That is the one question that everyone gets asked. Dinner parties, social events, business meetings, subways, maybe if you're having a conversation, trains, whatever. That's the question. Now, if I am going to be candid today, I will tell you this. It is my belief that the way you answer that question will determine, most of the time, whether or not that relationship continues or does not continue. Continues or does not continue. The way you answer that question. Now, I've had experience in networking groups for over 10 years. I taught a course called Speaking with Impact, anytime, anywhere, for 7 years. We talked about this a lot in that course. And after studying and teaching, I have come up with what I consider to be 3 key ingredients that are necessary in that answer. 3 key ingredients. Now, this isn't like tablets that came down from a mountain. This is my opinion, my belief. And there are variations on this theme. But before I get into that, I want to give you an example of something. There's some kind of an event, a meeting, a social event, a business event. Somebody says, what do you do? The person answers this way. I'm a CPA with KPMG. We have offices all over the country, all over the world. We're even going intergalactic. Now, the reactions to that could vary. One is, he doesn't, or she doesn't look like an accountant. I have an accountant. I don't need an accountant. I'm envious of him or her. He sounds smug, or she sounds smug. That could be some of the reactions. Take this reaction to the same question. What do you do? I help people hold on to their money and wealth, and I help them avoid the IRS. Another person at the same firm, let's say, or the same field of work. What's the difference? What's the difference between those 2 answers?
Results.
He tells them what's in it for them.
It's a person benefit answer. Exactly. It answers the question, what's in it for me? I know what's in it for you, Mr. Galactic offices all over the world. KPMG, CPA. I know what's in it for you, but what's in it for me? And that is the key. So here are the 3 things that I have taught as ingredients, key ingredients in this presentation of what do you do. Number 1, it must be clear and short. Interesting is a bonus, by the way. Interesting is a bonus. I'd like it to be interesting, but I'll settle for clear and short. Number 2, it must have universal appeal. Which means basically anybody who says, I don't care about holding my money or avoiding the IRS, you shouldn't be talking to. I mean, I don't know where that's from, probably where the title comes from of this presentation. So universal appeal, basically anybody could be interested. And the third thing is it must beg the question, how do you do that? Tell me more. How do you do that? Which, of course, you will say, why don't we have coffee? Or if you like them enough, let's have lunch. But the idea being you don't answer it then. Usually, a lot of times this comes up during a conference. Breakout sessions, moving back and forth. Arrange another time, and in 3 minutes, you should be able to explain what you do in a very interesting way. But that's another issue. Clear, and brief, universal appeal begs the question, how do you do it? Now, I want to share with you one of my favorite stories. Some years ago, I worked as a consultant with a Merrill Lynch group, one of these investment groups, and one of the partners came up to me one day and he said, nobody ever asks to meet with me when I tell him what I do. So I asked him to tell me what he does, and to this day, I think my eyes are still glassy on it, and my head is spinning. So we worked on it. We played around with it. I came up with this. All right, I came up with this. I help people grow their wealth at a minimum of risk. Grow their wealth at a minimum. He said, that's too simple. It's too simple. I said, try it out. Try it out. A week later, he's at a dinner party. And of course, somebody asks him, what do? He gives the answer we worked on. The guy says, let's have some coffee. We got to meet. And he's surprised. But the thing I love about this story the best, and this is true, is that night, when he got home, his wife said to him, you know, for the first time, I know what you do. That's the part I love, because she's now a walking advertisement for him as well. Okay, so if somebody says to you, I'm an intergalactic space traveler, that certainly is interesting, and you might want to hear more. I don't know how clear it is, and I don't know how much universal appeal it has. And if somebody came into my office on a consultation and said, I'm a universal space traveler, intergalactic, I certainly would ask him or her to tell me more about it. So just to recap, make it clear and short, make it universal appealing, and beg the question, how do you do it? And let's meet. Matt and